Greetings, citizens of Tetris. I'm your old pal, Van Dweller, and I've got something special for you today. It is the orange bracket of the Classic Tetris Monthly DAS Masters October 2024 tournament. This is the last of the top 16 brackets, and today we will determine who the person will be out of the orange bracket to represent that bracket as the final person in the bracket. All right, that did not come out smoothly, but I think you understand what I mean. And if you don't, I'm going to show you what it is that I actually mean right now. I don't know how I ended up in that sentence, but somehow we were in that sentence. Anyway, yes, this is what the Final Four stands like right now. We have someone from the blue bracket. It's Rookout Rogue, Matt Martin. We got someone from the green bracket. It's Leo, the number 6 Classic Tetris DAS player in the world. And we've got Fractal. So we are going to determine who it is from the orange bracket that will be filling in that last little box. And it's going to be one of the following 4 players. And this is awkward looking too, because I don't know why something happened to my link here. Oh wait, yeah, that's a mess. Anyway, you look all the way on the right, match 17 and 18. Those are the ones that we're playing today. It's going to be Pixel Andy against MYLES, and then ELIAS versus WALLBANT for match 17 and 18. Andy versus MYLES, ELIAS versus WALLBANT. The winners of those matches will face off to determine who goes to that Final Four. But before we get underway, let me tell you what even is this tournament. And what it is a 32-player single elimination flat bracket tournament based on the 1989 version of Tetris, released by Nintendo for the Nintendo Entertainment System on NTSC consoles. Players can play on emulator or console so long as the game mechanics, appearance, and statistics are unmodified, except in the ways that we respectfully request that you modify them. Players can play on any controller so long as there's no big buttons and no turbo functions used, whether anatomical, biological, mechanical, electronical. No turbo at all. Not with your body, not with a computer, not with a drill with some weird offset bit on it that smacks the thing. None of that. No back massagers held up against the left and right button. None of that. Because it is a DAS tournament. Anyway, players should not receive any real-time advice. That means nobody on Discord or other messaging or communication software telling them how they should be playing or how their opponent is playing or what their board state is or what none of that. Just you and your mind alone with the game. Do not pause unless the commentator tells you. We will be doing level 18 starts all the way through, and players prepare to play the same piece sets, which we will be doing re-rolled in between each game of the match. And make sure, players, if you're hearing me right now, you have the opportunity to put your hertz and input displays switch to on right now. Players, do heed the spirit of DAS, because it is a DAS tournament, not a DAS mimicking tournament, not a quasi-DAS tournament, not a tap 9 hertz all the way through and we'll just call it DAS because whatever. No, this is a DAS tournament, and only so long as players heed the spirit of DAS can there even be such a thing. So don't be that person. Best of 5 throughout this whole thing, and the winner gets absolutely something, and that is a share in a prize pool, which currently stands at $1,079.99. And if you are watching right now on YouTube or Twitch, because I have updated the YouTube command, you can use the Matcherino command and the links will pop up. And there'll be 2 links. One is to contribute to Masters. You don't have to do that. The second is, you should do that. But also DAS Masters, right? Which is the one that we're playing right now. Click on the one that says DAS Masters it'll open up a browser window, and you'll be prompted to log in with an account that you probably already have, Twitch or YouTube or any number of other accounts that you can log into, and then you say, yes, I do want to log in, and then you're in. The top right-hand corner will have a button that says contribute, and that's where you can contribute to the prize pool. We will be paying the top 8 players according to the following scheme. We might revise the payout schedule in January, so stay tuned for that. We might flatten it out just a little bit, take a little bit off for first, bump 5 and 8 up a little bit. I'm toying with it. I've thought about it. I feel good about it. Might happen. But anyway, I want to thank everybody who has contributed so far to the prize pool. And of course, I want to thank some really big contributors. We have the biggest contributors. Scott Gray for the 500, Summer B 11112, and DJ Umpapa with multiple contributions totaling, I don't know, almost $150. Omen Var with 50. Kip Duran with multiple contributions totaling over $100. Kitchus, Arbaro, Tom J, Buffet, Mr. Rogue Potato Baduk, Zelazawi, whoops, another Buffet Master, and Yeet for, what does it say? Yeet for Initiative. Sounds like good advice. All right. Anyway, thanks to everybody who has contributed to the prize pool. If you want to make it bigger, then go ahead and do that. I also want to thank those of you who are supporting us on Patreon and encourage those of you who are not to do so. Patreon.com/monthly Tetris is a way for you to provide us regular, recurring, set it and forget it contributions that give us the signal that, yes, I want to see monthly Tetris on a monthly basis forever and ever and ever and ever. And I'll look at that and say, oh, people really do want to watch it. I'll keep going. So patreon.com/monthly Tetris if you want to support us there. I want to thank those of you contributing already. Mega Masters level Scott Gray 76K9 watching Tetris and Tacnerus. Big shouts to you. Masters level Corporal 381 shall be satisfied. At the bracket sponsor level, CatKit 91, Jay in the window, Troy Dan, and Kim S. Also want to thank our sticker and double sticker club level members and our community level members and all that. Whoops. Patreon.com/monthly Tetris. Okay. Let us take a look and see if our players are even close. All right. We got medium miles here, and we have no Pixel Andy. So let me refresh some of these and move some of this stuff around. We'll get started. Medium size miles. Miles is just like, all right, only face today. He's very self-conscious with his hands. Doesn't want to show his torso and his hands. Players are getting they don't want to show their hands anymore. Like they're keeping they're keeping that close to the vest. They don't want to give away any strategic hand things that they're doing. So that is, we'll have to deal with that. All right, let me go ahead and just fix a couple of things on here. There's that. Okay. Oh, wait, why didn't that work? What happened? Hello. Something. Oh, I see why. I see why. There it is. There it is. So now we can pretend Miles is in a continuous large room. And that is very nice for Miles. Okay. And then, all right, then we'll refresh Pixel Andy, see if Pixel Andy wants to show up today or if he's on Artiaga time. Those Artiagas, they are on their own schedule. Let me tell you that. They got their own clocks. They got their own clocks. All right, Andy, if you're not here within 30 seconds, Miles is going all the way to the finals. That's it. Vandy, were you the one making that survey on YouTube about canned tuna 7 months ago? Yeah. That was me. Oh, it's not one. When did Andy 1.34? Didn't he? Wait, what is it? What is this P? What is this PB? That graphic might be messed up. I'm not sure what. Hold on. Now I need to look. NES Tetris leaderboards. Where's the DAS leaderboard? DAS NES Tetris leaderboard. What happened? Oh, he got a 1.32. I don't know why that 1.34 is there. That seems like it's old, so. Yeah, I don't know what that is, so that might be incorrect. My apologies. Can't fix it here. Pinned in DAS. Oh, yeah. Oh, for some reason. Oh, weird. So, yeah, Tugi's info got in there. I'm not exactly sure what happened there, so. All right, so we're just waiting on Andy. Yeah, no, that's wrong. I'll just, deal with it. Gotta fire the intern here. Miles, big-faced Miles today. So we're gonna have a big Andy as well. All right, we'll just have big faces. What about this? I mean, what about like classic Tetris this? What about just big faces, dude? Just huge, no? You give me precious little option there, buddy boy. All right. All right, well, I don't know where Andy is. Maybe... This is the time that Andy chose. Like, literally, Andy proposed this time. Like, Andy scheduled this bracket, and he's not here. So let me start pinging around for him. Let me refresh here. Maybe he's gone live since. Because usually we start by 12 past the hour. That's like, we're usually underway about that time. Oh, wait, he's here. Andy is here, guys. He's here. All right, that's Andy. What's up, buddy? How's it going, my guy? Just getting stuff done, getting stuff taken care of. All right. Well, I guess we'll get Andy figured out. All right, there he is. And we'll... So we're going to have to, just to... We don't want, like, small Andy. This isn't, like, classic Tetris Wars or Kingsman or anything like that. We like to, we can't have one very small person and then one very large person. So we're going to have to go two large people. Two big faces. What's up, Kingsman? All right, so we're going faces. Miles has forced our hands. Vandy, did you see the comment I made a few days ago? I have not. Zalo, I'm very happy to hear that you are now mixing the tuna juice into the tuna. It's stupid. You can't complain that tuna is dry after you just squeeze the F out of it, right? Oh, let me just squeeze the out of the tuna and then, and then complain it's dry. That's stupid. All right, players, let's go ahead and get you guys some pieces. Hey, what's up, Hector? How's it going? All right, 4E D5 8B players. 4E D5 8B. Oh, Andy probably needs to warm up, so this is going to be a whole thing. I promise we'll get this underway sometime before tomorrow starts. Nuwanda612, thanks for the Prime resub. Appreciate that. 2 months. It's the beginning of a beautiful friendship. Securing the commentator premiere poll #1 spot. Oh my God, please. If there's a commentator premiere poll, I will quit because I do not want to. I don't want to contemplate why I'm the 14th. I don't want to rank. I don't want to see that I'm ranked number 14. All right, it looks like both players are ready. So let me just check the seeds. They have got them 4ED, 58B. Both. Oh yeah, Miles is swearing right now. They're both swearing. All right, let's get them started. Classic Tetris Monthly DAS Masters Orange Bracket Top 16. Pixel, Andy, and Miles. Let's see who's going to move on to the top 8 in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. All right, so already an issue for me. If you look above Andy's names, the stats are incorrect. Something in our graphics department says that Andy has a PB of 1.34 and is the top world record DAS. That is not correct. That's like Tugi's old numbers, and somehow it didn't get updated. But anyway, coming in at seed #1 out of the United States of America, it is Pixel Andy. He's got a PB of 1.32, which is good for 4th overall on the list. It's pretty darn close to the 1.35. That is the record that Mark PM0 Mark Negus has. You know, I mean, there's only a handful. There's 10 people that have 1.3s. Andy has got the 4th highest score. We're underway. 72,000 for Pixel Andy. On the right side, 93,000 for Miles. Anyway, Pixel Andy, legendary Tetris player at this point. Nice adjustment for Miles, kind of a quasi-Corian thing with that, with the L and the long bar. Pixel Andy has won this tournament the first and third times we ever held it. He won this event the first time we ever held it in July, and then his brother won it the next month, and then he came back and won it again. So he's looking to become a 3-time CTM DAS Masters champion because he was the top seed. He did not have to play in the early preliminary challengers rounds, if you want to call them the challengers round. So this is his first match of the tournament. Miles, meanwhile, had to fight his way through at least one extra match. Had to defeat Blue Scooty in the previous round. 190 for Miles, 190 for Pixel Andy. Of course, Pixel Andy, you know, as one of the game crashers. He was the second overall in the 2020 Classic Tetris World Championship, has finished in the top 4 nearly every time he's played in CTWC, I think, or at least in the top 8. Did not finish there, finished in the top 16 this year, but every other time he's been in top 8 or higher. So 3 top 4 finishes, 1 top 8 finish, and a top 16 finish. And by the way, it's kind of a trivia question. It's kind of like, you don't think about this, but you know that Logan Paul tournament? We always think about, oh, Logan Paul, and it was kind of Blue Scooty, and there's all this. Pixel Andy won that event. I think it's kind of, you kind of forget that. 285 for Pixel Andy, 289 for Miles. But of course, Pixel Andy is also a 4-time CTM Masters event winner as well. On the right side, it is Miles, 332 for Pixel Andy, 312 for Miles. Miles coming in at seed number 16 out of the United States of America. How united we are, my guys. With a PB apparently of 1.21 for DAS. Miles, of course, known for his exploits on various social media platforms involving only officially licensed versions of Tetris. 381 for Pixel Andy, 361 for Miles. Miles is most recent action is coming in second in the Stillwater Showdown that happened in Stillwater, Oklahoma. Also was second in CTM regular overall tournament this month. Miles in a little bit of trouble here, so a little dependent, and he's gonna need some help. Long bar will help a lot to bring this down. That's a split double. That should help. And you can see Andy watching. All right, see if we can get something over to that left, and he does. He knows exactly how far each of those pieces can get over, exactly how high. Miles still trying to bring this down. Let's see if he can figure out something for that left side. Yes, he's one away from uncovering. Would love a quick long bar right now, and he's gonna need it. Maybe he can bring this down. And no, he is going to top out at 389. So kind of an early top out. Did not make it a transition this time. Pixel Andy is good in game number 1. And as soon as I find where the scores are, okay, here they are. We will give him his number 1. So a little bit of a drought, and Miles was not at the right place to deal with it. So he's not going to take game number 1. Pixel Andy will. Going to give these players some new pieces. $26958A. Thank you, Jasmine, for the pin. All right, we're playing I don't know what's up with this guy's side, but figuring it out. I think more often than not, for some reason, players love topping out while I'm introducing them. I don't know what it is. I can't remember the last time I got through a full introduction without someone topping out. All right, let me refresh Andy's side. He might be, something might be going on over there. Let's see how he's doing now. All right. I think he's good. I'm just gonna refresh Miles just to, there we go. Just keep introducing them until they top. All right, 26958A. Andrew Meep with the tier 1 sub. 1 game already. Yes, indeed. All right, both players are ready. Game number 2. Pixel Andy up 1 game to none in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. So yeah, the introduction is the new commentator curse. Yeah, for sure. Anyway, do follow Miles wherever social media can be found. TikTok. I like him on Facebook. Every once in a while he pops up on Facebook. Doesn't get a lot of comments on Facebook, so I always try to comment when Miles pops up. All right. Anyway, as I said, there was a graphical error with Andy's PB. It is not 1.34. It is not number 1, and it's not going to be fixed during the stream because it's an image, and I'm not going to update it. I'll update it before. If he makes it further in this tournament into the semis, I'll update it. But Tetris for Miles, 117, 94,000 for Pixel Andy. All right, well, YouTube very active. They want attention over there on YouTube. Well, hello, Mr. Brain, Laurie H, J3, Mr. Burrow, Def Gamer, Josh, Trav Weave, Asplin Chen, Lone Wolf Whoops, Rhinebull, Pow Pow Pow, Funky Bob is here. Welcome, everybody. 232 for Miles through 45 lines. It's pretty good. Pretty good. 189 for Andy. Arbaro says, who are any of these people? Tell them to join Tetris for the non-pros. Well, you're going to have to go over there and start, going like boxy, right? Go over there and start doing like the whole boxy, intel operation. Hey, are you guys excited for Tetris for the non-pros? 300 for Miles, 260 for Pixel Andy. Yeah, just do those like boxy hit and runs. Tetris for Pixel Andy, 283 through 60, 324 for Miles. Miles going to burn a couple of singles here. Board started to climb a little bit. He's going to take a nice safe burn to bring it back down rather than pushing his luck. And it's a good thing he did, because the bar wasn't in the offing, but finally does come. He gets a long bar down for a Tetris, 356 for Miles. Tetris Miles 405, Pixel Andy 314. All right, so about a 90,000 point lead for Miles. Gonna get another Tetris here. Andy waiting out this little mini drought. All right, good adjustment there for Pixel Andy to make sure that L had a place to go. And okay, that's gonna be a good J for him. He's still got 3 rows of garbage over the well. Finally has that well open and is looking for a well-timed bar, and Miles going through a drought as well. And this is gonna be a chore to get through all this. He's just got crazy gaps in the stack. 488 for Miles. Pixel Andy gonna Tetris and bring this stack down. He's at 427. So Miles now in a Miles dig, and unfortunately doesn't have all the tools that he has for his typical Miles dig, where he's rolling and thrilling us with these crazy digs. Now he's just got regular old DAS. And he's bringing it down. That's a nice tee to bring that double. And he's just a couple pieces away from cleaning this up. He's gonna uncover that right side and wait for the bar, long bar down, Tetris Miles. So great survival just in time for that 19 transition at 527. Pixel Andy gonna Tetris into 19 at 520. So Pixel Andy erasing nearly all of that lead that Miles had during that dig. And really just like a 7,000 or 8,000 point difference at transition. All right, Pixel Andy set up in column 3 for a off-center triple there. That's going to help him bring this stack back down. And there are a couple nice pieces. Now he is clean-ish. And just looking to burn away that little nub in there over in the right side. which he does. And now he's Tetris ready, waiting on the bar. He's got birds. Oh no, that square to the left, that is gonna inhibit him a little bit. And he gets a bar over there. Very risky though, because if he misses that left side is cooked. But he did it. 616 for Andy, 647 for Miles. Yeah, true. Someone says nice. Now Miles has TikTok content. Yeah, for sure. Now he's got like a DAS dig to put on there. Man, we better get ours up quick before he steals it. Tetris Randy, 676 for him, 686 for Miles. And Pixel Andy now in the lead and actually backed by 7 lines. So it is a real lead. All right, he's going to have to bring this down kind of awkwardly, setting up a T-spin setup, which you couldn't resolve. So, all right, Miles there with a Tetris. Now, Miles just has 44 lines to go until that 29 kill screen. He's back by like 10,000 points, but also Andy has extra lines here in hand. Now, Andy, of course, in a little dig toward the bottom of the screen. Not dangerous, but it's going to chew up pace. There is a Tetris for Miles to take this lead back. 806 for him. He's got a clean board. Andy's still in cleanup mode. Miles with the VIT setup. And he's going to have to... Well, no, it's still maintaining the VIT setup, but... All right, see if he can get out of this quick enough before the bar comes. You just hate getting that bar. Yeah, just like that. You're like, oh, I was almost out of it. And there's a bar to complete the VITs. And now another one to get the Tetris for Miles. 853 for him. 800 for Pixel Andy. Andy's got 17 lines to go. Miles, just 9 lines to go. He's going to get a Tetris at 887. He sets up that square tuck on the right side. We'll see what he can do here. He's setting up for 1. He's got 1 Tetris. There's a gap there that's going to prevent him. So he's going to be really just kind of limited to that 1 Tetris, which he's going to get into 29 at 928. So the target for Pixel Andy is 930. 930 is the target. 2 Tetrises would get him there, but he's got gaps in row 5. And that is going to prevent him. So he's going to have to try to scrape out pieces. That triple, can he scrape out some points here? And often he can do it, but the board was just too complicated for him to do it. You know, Andy's got the ability to do that. It's, you know, just kind of squeeze out singles, but he couldn't do it there. The board was just not accommodating enough, and Miles is going to take game number 2. GG. All right, let's give our players some new pieces. 5310 B4, 5310 B4. Yeah, Andy was really close. Like if he had those gaps when they were in row 5 that prevented him really from setting up for 2, but maybe he could have set up for another triple. The problem is you get so close when it's close at the end, you know, there's that stream delay and you really don't know exactly what you need. And that's one of the compromises we've got here, you know, playing online, but it's either that or don't play online, right? But you know, it affects everyone in the long run equally, so. Okay. 5310 B4, 5310 B4. Both players are ready. What was once a best of 5, now a best of 3? Pixel Andy and Miles in 3, 2, 1 Tetris. Starting off with the JIJ. All right, players, what does JIJ stand for? Or fans, not players. Players, you don't have to answer. The chatters have to answer. Sorry. Oh, you're all players in my mind. All right, good adjustment there for Miles with that Z piece to make room for that J. Getting him Tetris ready, 45,000 for him. Yeah, see, JIJ doesn't stand for anything very easily. Glass Joe. All right, well, that is not Jiggy and Jar. Jiggle its jowls. Jiu-Jitsu. I like it. Jeans in Jacksonville. Justin Jury. Very good. Jersey. Good. Like it. Jeans in Jacksonville sounds like a, I don't know, like a country album. Journey into Joy. Oh my God. Lori, that's almost too, that's like, I don't know what that is. I mean, I'm pretty sure I found like a piece of wood with that painted on it at TJ Maxx. And I can hang in my living room. 141 for Pixelady, 161 for Miles. Jast Ionzo Jatanding. Yes, there's a second place. 209 for Miles, 188 for Pixel Andy. It is girly, Lori. You said it. I didn't. Well, I guess you made me say it. So I kind of said it. It does sound like someone's YouTube channel where they talk about like journaling and scrapbooking and stuff. $256 for Miles, $235 for Pixel Andy. Tetris Miles, $280, $258 for Andy. These players do have quite a competitive history against one another. They did play against each other in the Lone Star Championship. They've played each other in the Waco Regional this year in the finals. Pixel Andy took that one. They played each other Lone Star 2023 in the quarterfinals. That was the year that we did. Oh boy, that was the year that we did double elim. Glad we tried it. They've only played each other one time in regular CTM. That was in 2023 in the top 8. They've only is that true? How can that be true? That they've only played each other one time in the Masters event. For just how often they've both made it. That's crazy. How can that be true? $431 for Pixel Andy, $468 for Miles. Stanislaw says, I feel like if I got a flat tire, these guys would be equally likely to help me out, so I don't know who to root for. That's true. $519 for Miles, $477 for Pixel Andy. One thing I could say about both these guys, I bet they both like stop at the crosswalks when people are there. I feel like they both put their cart back at the grocery store into the cart carol. You know? Like upstanding guys. 501 for Pixel Andy, 543 for Miles. Andy shook his head when I said that. Oh yeah, Andy's like, nope. I just put the front wheels right over the curb, right next to my car, and I'm out of there. 590 for Miles, 573 for Pixel Andy. All right, Miles saw that bar incoming, decided to make that bar dependency, so he's set up for a Tetris. 613, long bar in. Miles with a 637 transition into 19 and another Tetris right after. And Andy is in with 620, so 600K plus transitions for both of these players here in game number 3. There's another Tetris for Andy, 650. Everything I don't do? What are you kidding? Oh my God, I am like Mr. Put my cart back. I am fanatical about stopping at crosswalks. How? You have no idea. Lord of the Films. Twitch, if you're confused, it's one of my executive producers. All right, Miles in a little bit of trouble here after messing with the middle of the board. We'll see what he's able to do, and the answer is not much. So there's a target for Andy, 725. Miles is topped out, so 725 is the target. There is a Tetris for Andy. He's set up in column 8 and just waiting on a bar. Doesn't need it, can just bring this down. And he is just going to bring it down with triples, and that triple was good enough anyway. 725 for Pixel Andy. And he is good in game number 3. Stanislaw creating copy pasta on the fly here. Stanislaw, one time I offered to help a guy with a flat tire, and he kind of chuckled and said, "No one has offered to help me change a tire in 65 years. Guess that means I'm getting pretty old. No thanks." And turned away from me and didn't say anything more. Did you also see like Michael Jordan in a checkout line or anything like that? Did you see Joseph Saley in a checkout line? You know, I tried to paste that into YouTube, but YouTube, it's too long for YouTube. YouTube does not let you talk. All right, seed check 982311. Both players are good. It is game number 4. Miles looking to win this one to force a deciding game 5. Let's go 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Oh yeah, it was Dan Marino, right? Dan Marino. There you go. I didn't even know of that pasta until it was like Joseph Saley. So here in the Tetris community, I really don't run into a lot of copy pasta outside of the Tetris community. I'm not on wherever it is. I'm not there. All right, we are underway in game number 4. Miles going to miss that T-spin. That's going to cause a couple of extra lines of burning on his side to be done. Going to get a triple out of it, though, which is really the most score-efficient way. If you know you're going to have to burn 3 lines, then get the triple, right? The much-maligned triple. Well, would you rather score 3 singles or a triple? If you know you have to burn them, well, score the triple. 121 for Miles, 137 for Pixel Andy. But yeah, YouTube, you cannot really do justice to any copy pasta, because even that one, you can't. YouTube does not let you chat that much. Like, you can't put in these super long chats. All right, 175 for Miles, 209 for Pixel Andy. Tetris Andy, 260. There's one for Miles, 224. Miles a little bit ahead in lines and about a Tetris and a half behind in score. It's early. Then again, these early deficits do become consequential. I mean, you know, that game number one. You know, it definitely mattered. Man, that is what's so difficult about these, you know, DAS competitions is, like, you go through one long burn sequence just in level 18. You think, it's early. But then that ends up being the difference. All right, Andy, fist pumping there, surviving that. All right, Tetris Miles, 321, 362 for Pixel Andy. Yeah, you kind of slow tap that piece over. That's okay as an occasional emergency measure, but $411 Pixel Andy, $350 for Miles. All right, Miles trying to figure out this right side. He's got a hole there in the board with like 6 rows on top of it, so that's going to cause extra burning there. Got 2 more rows to get rid of, and we'll get rid of those. Then that little notch in column 9 will take 2 more, and now he is clean. 358 for Miles, 459 for Pixel Andy. Some people rooting for that Arteaga streak to continue. But then Miles has got his fans in chat as well. It's just, you can't root against anybody. I mean, everybody's like, you know, everybody's like, I don't know, morally upstanding. And fun to root for. All right, 530 for Pixel Andy, 433 for Miles. Both players in a little bit of a dig here as we approach that 19 transition. Oh, except Gerald Freeman. There's nothing wrong with Gerald Freeman. What's wrong with Gerald Freeman? He's fine. All right, 460 for Miles, 558 for Pixel Andy. He never wears socks. Yeah, that's true. The diseases that can be spread by Gerald's feet, that is a that is a concern. So, all right, we are into 19,608 for Andy, 493 for Miles. Miles really just kind of stuck in a burn here. All right. Andy trying to work this down, kind of needs a bar now. It does get the bar. Miles is in trouble. That left side is cut off. That's going to do it for Miles. Nothing else he can do. That's going to be a top out at 498. And Pixel Andy is good. Taking game number 4. Miles, you've got the spirit of a champion, although this month it will not be the results of a champion. But we love you anyway, Miles. Hope to see you again in subsequent months. It is Pixel Andy who will be moving on. All right, we're going to set up our next match. It's going to be ELIAS versus WALLBANT. Miles, you are dismissed. Pixel Andy, don't go far, because you will be playing the winner of the next match. I guess we'll watch Pixel Andy if he wants to finish it out. That's up to him, but I can still do the stuff that I need to do. All right, there we go. ELIAS, I mean Pixelandy, gonna top out there. No problem. Player 2 game, yeah, should be that. There we go. All right, let's refresh WALLBANT. WALLBANT. Is WALLBANT on an alt? I don't think so. You're going live. Okay. Sounds good. All right, they're facing away, guys. Can you handle it? Can you handle that they're facing away? It's all right. All right, players are getting their final warm-ups in. Actually, ELIAS, can you keep playing? Because I need to adjust your stencil a little bit. All right, that'll do for now, I guess. Lord of the Film says it looks disgusting. I know, one of the worst stencils. Nah, it's fine. All right, players, we are just about ready, so I'm going to go ahead and give you the pieces. I should report the match. All right, pieces are coming. Here they go. There they are. All right, and I'm pretty sure you have your things on. All right. Classic Tetris Monthly DAS Masters, the second match of our orange bracket. ELIAS and WALLBANT in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. On the left side, it is ELIAS out of Ecuador, coming in at seed number 8, has a PB of 1.4. 2 million and is our 18th ranked overall DAS player in the new Premier poll. Did you know there's a new poll, a ranking of DAS Tetris players? It's the first month that we've done it. ELIAS coming in at number 18, just behind Matt Martin and ahead of Tugi. So that gives you some indication of how well respected ELIAS is for his DAS prowess. He has a screenshot of a 1.3. All right, I believe it. But I'm a bit credulous, you know. If somebody says I did this or that, usually my first instinct is to believe him. But I have no reason to think ELIAS would do it. He's certainly capable. On the right side, it is WALLBANT, seed number 9 out of Canada with a DAS PB at the beginning of the month anyway of 1.18 million. And somehow WALLBANT did not make it into the top 20. I think WALLBANT, excellent DAS player. I think that the WALLBANT, you know, could maybe a little bit slept on, because he's kind of good overall at everything, right? People maybe a little bit slept on that WALLBANT. He's gonna try to make some people change their minds this month as he takes on ELIAS to move on to a match against Pixel Andy. WALLBANT, winner of many lower tier CTM events like Futures and Hopefuls, was the second overall at the legendary Boston Tea Parody tournament that happened in last January, finishing second to Sodium Overdose. Was in the top 4 of the CTWC Canada event in Montreal, going out to the eventual winner, Tristop. So this is like a pretty, I don't know, a low-key kind of hype match. You know, if you'd asked me about this match 3 or 4 months ago, I would have been like, I don't know. But I mean, these two are really, really good. And I think that's one of the most interesting things about the sort of DAS renaissance that we are going through right now, is players who are a little bit under the radar because maybe they're just not, you know, one of the top rollers, now getting a chance, right, to play competitively on their terms and show us what they're made of in their chosen playstyle. So pretty exciting times. I'm glad there are other events that are sort of coming up, DAS Champions League and all these other DAS events. Pretty excited. 330 here for ELIAS, 364 for WALLBANT. Tetris ELIAS 356, 369 for WALLBANT. What is my PB, Vandy? 849, 320. 416 for WALLBANT, 426 for ELIAS. Tetris ELIAS, 449. Hey, WALLBANT just got in from hunting or something. He's got these, you know, that kind of camo green thing here. He's got the, I don't know, what do you call that kind of hat? Like the little, I call it a snow hat. I'm sure people call it a toque or a toque or a whatever the heck you call it. A beanie. Sure. He's gonna go out and shovel some snow. It's that time of year, I'm sure, in Canada. 517 WALLBANT, 521 for ELIAS. ELIAS gonna tuck in that T, take a skim, get a Tetris into 19 at 547, 571 now for Elias after a Tetris. And WALLBANT, one more Tetris available before that 19 transition. Board getting a little awkward here, so would like a quick bar. And ends up having to kind of take a couple of skims before 19. Can't get that Tetris, so he's in at about 546. Tetris WALLBANT 575. Elias is into 21 already. WALLBANT just having entered 20. So Elias with about an 80,000 point lead. Yeah, that's one of those words, you know, the T word for the kind of hat that WALLBANT has. I've read it a million times. I've never heard it pronounced out loud, so those are always fun when you when you finally have to pronounce that word out loud for the first time in public and you have no idea. 695, Elias 645 for WALLBANT. Oh, it was a line spin? Oh, I was busy dying of embarrassment over my botched pronunciation of that hat. All right, WALLBANT. Okay, that's going to be a nice long bar here. Good double. Couple more lines to go to clear this out. Gets the long bar to the left. This is going to be tough for WALLBANT. I'm not sure what he can get to that left side. He's just going to have to, I guess, find L pieces to the left. And that, I think, is going to do it for WALLBANT. He's going to top out 659. Elias is already way ahead and takes game number one. Elias, if you want to max it out, no problem. You say toque? Tom J says log bars. Yeah, it's like what they call them in Canada because, you know, they're always logging up there. Log bars. WALLBANT says the hat is a beanie. All right, Elias going for that max out. He's just about one away. Oh, no, he's not going to get it. Well, all right, we waited it out, and we didn't get the max out. So sad. That's okay. Anyway, Elias is good for game number one. Wait, did bro didn't know it was a beanie? I mean, I know that word, but I don't think Canadians call it that. I didn't know that. Okay. When I was a kid, we just called it a snow hat or a winter hat. All right, new pieces for these players. C30EA9. You call it a beanie and you live in Canada. Wait, you live in Canada too? Is that true? Oh my God, my Canada radar did not go off. Oh my word. So representing Ecuador, living in Canada. Yeah, my Canadar did not go off. Interesting. All right, well, I had no idea. That a whole other layer here of intrigue. Your Canadian radar did go off. All right, both players are ready. Let me check the C's, make sure they're good. C30EA9, yes, they are both good. Let's get them started. WALLBANT looking to tie it up. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. All right, starting off with the JTO. Elias with the 60, now 70 push down points. Toque is more like an Alberta word. All right. Canada is a little weird because they still have the king, right? They still have that King of England, you know? Even though it's not even their country, but they're still like, yeah, he's still the king. What? What are you doing? All right, WALLBANT 59,000, ELIAS 97,000. I mean, we probably shouldn't have kings anymore. It's a little weird. A king? Lord of the Film says the queen is still on all the currency. Yeah, I don't know. It probably doesn't make sense to like remint all the or reprint all the currency out there. Like, I don't know. He's kind of an old king. He's very old. 176 WALLBANT 193. You can skip him for now. Wait till the next king and then do it. All right, Tetris ELIAS 239, 177 WALLBANT. DJ Mr. Burrow says the only king I recognize is Kingsman. Yep, same. All right, a triple and a Tetris for WALLBANT 228, 264 for ELIAS. And another Tetris WALLBANT 274. They're just 2 lines apart. ELIAS with about a, I don't know, 36,000 point lead. WALLBANT gonna get that Tetris though. Oh, the nice adjustment there. WALLBANT for the dirty 321. See WALLBANT very satisfied with that Tetris. Still enjoying it quite a bit. 344 now for WALLBANT 385. ELIAS. And another one, WALLBANT. Well, it looks like we got a raid from Monthly Tetris 2 9 minutes ago. I missed that. Thank you, Monthly Tetris 2. Was that Tyler? Tyler, I didn't see it. I don't know. I saw in the chat here earlier that you're like, oh, I don't have a stream key for Monthly Tetris 2, but I didn't see you ask me for one. So I sent you one. But it was too late. All right, WALLBANT, looking for something to, there we go, skim away, get Tetris ready. So ELIAS now with his first real slowdown has gaps in the stack, and this is going to allow WALLBANT, if he can get a bar right now, to take a lead, but having to use it to uncover the well, waiting for the next one. And there's the bar and the lead for WALLBANT, 487, 468 for ELIAS. All right, WALLBANT gonna get Tetris ready, long bar in column 9, and another one over for the Tetris 533. We're just about 8 lines away from that 19 transition. The speed will increase by 50%. ELIAS is in already, 521. A Tetris ELIAS 545 now back into the lead, but you know, ELIAS ahead by about 5 lines. WALLBANT into 19 now at 560. All right, Elias, nice flat, maybe a little too flat. All right, WALLBANT getting up a little bit high here with sort of a long bar issue there in column 8, and that is going to cause a real problem for WALLBANT. He's able to get a sort of a pole vault to that line over there to get one more line clear, but that's going to do it. WALLBANT tops out 568. ELIAS is good at 615 and takes a relatively quick 2-0 lead in the match. All right, players, when you're ready, go to the menu. I'll give you your pieces. You feel free to take a moment if you need it. And, of course, everybody stay tuned because the winner of this match does play Pixel Andy. And ELIAS is one of those players who does not have a Liquipedia page. So if you're any people looking for a little project here, get them a page. All right, there are the pieces. Players 0BBD38, 0BBD38, 0 Bravo Bravo Delta 38. Vandy, there is a very significant debate about who deserves a page. Oh, I'm fomenting discontent. I think anybody who's played in a bunch of matches should get a page, because otherwise I can't. I don't know. All right. Anyway, I mean, they should all have a page. All right. Looks like both players are ready. 0BBD38. Get him started. ELIAS up 2-0. But yeah, imagine if you went to. So yeah, I guess there's a debate about how many. So I guess I've been asked to curtail talk about get these people a Liquipedia page. In my mind, imagine if you went to ESPN, right, or the Major League Baseball site, and you could only look up some of the players, but every player has a page, right? So isn't it weird if like there would be a player that doesn't have a page? Now it does, of course, it does require someone to maintain and update the page, and so staffing is definitely an issue, especially where it's volunteers. So that makes a lot of sense, but that just means get more volunteers. Yeah, not Wikipedia, Liquipedia. Sorry if I said that. Easier said than done. Well, of course, that's literally everything is easier said than done. So we got to get some volunteers. That's all I'm saying. We need people to volunteer for stuff. I didn't realize there was a whole politics of these pages, so apologies if I'm fomenting discontent. 169 ELIAS, 148 for WALLBANT. All right, Tetris WALLBANT 241, 243 for ELIAS. And WALLBANT needs to win this game to get back on the comeback trail. $272 WALLBANT, $337 for ELIAS. If it's just an issue, there's too many pages, then you can give my page away. I don't need one. It's fine. No, of course I need one. I'm a legend. 385 for ELIAS, 281 for WALLBANT. So WALLBANT right now back by about 80,000 points, and now more as ELIAS is going to Tetris again. Of course, ELIAS ahead by about 6 lines. So WALLBANT with a few lines in hand, not too many, but it is a real lead for ELIAS. Long bar Tetris ELIAS 437. WALLBANT needs a long bar but cannot find one, so ends up having to block that dependency in the middle of the board. And yeah, this is just not a great time for a drought. It's a very nifty looking board, but not a great one to have. Split triple there for WALLBANT finally getting the bar. That left side could end up being a problem for WALLBANT, but no, gonna get a Z over. All right, easy, nice J over to that left side. So bringing it down, 352 WALLBANT, 487 for ELIAS. He's extended his lead a bit. Nails that T-spin in the middle of the board. Long bar to open up the well. Oh no, and ELIAS gonna hang that bar in the middle. So we'll see if he can, oh no, and that T. And that's gonna be a top out for ELIAS at 491. Is WALLBANT in a position to take advantage? This is going to be tough. He's going to have to bring this down. That T is going to help a lot. And one more bar here would really help ELIAS. But, I mean, WALLBANT, he's going to get that triple. He's got 8 lines to go until 19. And so he'd love to be a little bit lower on this board when he transitions. But this is going to be tough. Oh no, that left side in WALLBANT cannot take advantage. ELIAS will hang on and survive and take this match in a sweep against WALLBANT. He'll be moving on to face Pixel Andy in the top 8 round. So it looks like a rough piece sequence gonna hit both players, and ELIAS was way far ahead when it happened, and that is the advantage of, well, scoring more points than the other player. Can you imagine? Scoring more points is the dominant strategy. All right, we're going to go ahead and set up the next match. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. All right, sorry for the delay, folks. We had a minor household emergency. If you're in Texas and you spot one of those roaches in the house, you know what an emergency that is. Here, let me fix up these name placards. And say Andy. And then I think this should be right. There we go. We have one of those tree roaches, those big Texas-sized roaches. All right, let's fix these cameras up, try to even them out. Now that Miles is gone, we can go back to normal cameras. Miles is just like, yeah, whatever. I'm just going to put my big face on there, and you're going to have to deal with it. They are freaking huge, you know. All right. Let's go ahead and give players their pieces. That would be a good thing to do. And it is now the top 8, so I can change that as well. Color source. Select Andy's wall. And now he's in a room. Okay. Round. Call it top 8. Call it top 8. All right, players, new pieces, 762793. Thank you to Arbaro for the pin. And by the way, thanks WALLBANT for participating. Hope to see you again. Mari, thank you for the tier 1 sub, 22 months. Really appreciate that. And I'm going to refresh both of the streams actually while I'm here just to make sure that they are lined up as much as we can. All right, there we go. Your cat would cuddle it to death. Yeah, the cats tend to think it's like a play thing. So they kind of just think they're playing, but they end up torturing the darn thing. All right. All right, the pieces are the same, 726793. Pixel Andy and ELIAS will battle it out here in the top 8 to see who goes to the semifinals. Let us go ahead and get them started in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. On the left side, it is Pixel Andy coming in at seed number 1 out of the United States of America. You can ignore the PB little section on there. That is a typo from our graphics staff. We'll have to have a pointed conversation with our graphics staff about these persistent errors. But Andy does have a 1.32 million DAS PB. That part's not a lie. He's got a 1.3. Overall number 4 on the leaderboard, and he is the winner of the first and third Classic Tetris Monthly DAS Masters events, July and September. His brother won it in the intervening month. So he's won 2 out of the 3 times we've held this tournament, and he is ranked number 1 in the first ever DAS Premier poll, which is a poll of broadcasters and organizers and top Tetris journalists. Such as, who are these top Tetris journalists? Ryan Ambergy, for example. Wow. Vince Clemente, Van Dweller. I mean, you know, some luminaries here deciding who's ranked. But Andy was the number 1 ranked DAS player in the world, receiving 12 out of the 16 first place votes. And of course, you know Andy from his other success in non-DAS tournaments, notably runner-up in the 2020 Classic Tetris World Championship, 4 CTM titles, and so forth. On the right side, it is ELIAS, seed number 8, representing Ecuador, but in Ecuador, maybe not. We've learned some news here. So far, the only 2 players I know representing Ecuador do not live in Ecuador. So I don't know what's happening. Is Ecuador some sort of scheme here to import Tetris players all around the world? All right, there's a misdrop for ELIAS, but he's going to take care of it with an S-spin, and that's going to burn away pretty easily. So very good recovery from ELIAS to not waste a lot of time burning out of that. 250 for ELIAS, 308 for Pixel Andy. I mean, if Ecuador's 2 Tetris imports are ELIAS and Kingsman, then it's got kind of a mixed record there. ELIAS, of course, wonderful player. Kingsman, better than me, though, I'll admit it. Kingsman is better than me. 359 Pixel Andy, 309 for ELIAS. And ELIAS, too, ranked in the Premier poll, ranked number 18, just behind Matt Martin and ahead of Tugi. So that is some major respect from a player who, to me, just a few months ago, very under the radar. Come to prominence since the sort of DAS renaissance began. 386 ELIAS, now a Tetris for Pixel Andy, 432. Is there a Premier poll for DAS players? Yes, there is. I will send it to you. Here, you can look at it right there. $478 ELIAS, $525 for Pixel Andy. I think that was the back-end spreadsheet that shows you how everybody voted. I mean, it's not a secret, so it's okay, but it's not the friendly Google Doc format. All right, a skim from ELIAS, and now a triple into 19 at 508. Tetris for Pixel Andy into 19 at 597. ELIAS going to get a Tetris into level 20. So Andy 10 lines behind, which is good. And about 50,000 points ahead, which is extra good. Another Tetris for Andy here, 650. ELIAS 575. Another Tetris Andy. ELIAS took out WALLBANT in a sweep in the previous match. Pixel Andy defeating MYLES 3-1 to get to this top 8 match. The winner of this match will go to the top 4 and face Matt Martin out of the blue bracket. All right, ELIAS Tetris here, 785, and now in the lead as Andy kind of suffering an extended dig. And enough for ELIAS to take a lead, has a Tetris 818. Now, the thing to keep in mind is that Andy is behind by 13 lines, so it is closer than it looks, and Andy might even be said to have a pace lead here. Because when ELIAS gets to 29, Andy will still be playing for 10 more lines at least. Out of which you can get 2 Tetrises, or 3 Tetrises. So 918 for ELIAS, though, on max out pace. And a little bit complicated here. Would love a couple of T's, and the T's are just not forthcoming. So there's one T. Oh, and he's going to set up for the Tetris in column 9. It's kind of a do or die thing here. And no, ELIAS is going to top out 924. The target for Andy is 925. A Tetris here will clinch it, and Andy is good in game number 1. And wow, Laurie H. YouTube with the 5 memberships gifted to the Classic Tetris monthly YouTube community. Thank you, Laurie H. Max out here for Pixel Andy in game number 1. I think every player's got it in their mind that maybe they could start a max out streak. I think they all want to go after that consecutive max out record that Fractal has, 6 in a row in comp, or at least in CTM. Maybe it's been done. Maybe there's more in another venue, but I wouldn't know. All right, so Andy trying to eke out a 1.7 here through DAS approved slow taps, but able to muster only a 1.088. Anyway, thanks again, Laurie. Much appreciated. Really appreciate that. And Andy will take game number 1. Let's find the score group here. Where is that? There it is. Is this final? I mean, this is the top 8. This is the last match of the bracket. All right, both players, here's your pieces. It's going to be EC 58D6, Echo Charlie 58, Delta 6. I'm going to go ahead and take another hit off this Coke Zero. The last game of Tetris ever. Oh my goodness. Yeah, thanks again, Laurie. Really appreciate the support. And it is a good time to remind everybody that if you do want to support the channel, you've got super chats and stickers over on YouTube. Let's count these players down in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. And of course, if you want to support the channel on Twitch, we do have bits and subscriptions. We have gift subs on both YouTube and Twitch. And if you are an Amazon Prime member, then you get a Twitch Prime subscription to grant to the streamer of your choice on a monthly basis. It's nothing extra for you, but it does give a little financial boost to that streamer, so don't lose it, because it is use it or lose it. And who knows where that $5 or $6 or whatever would go if you don't use it. $47,000, now 70 for Pixel Andy. The Tetris for ELIAS at 92,000 now. All right, Andy burning a couple of garbage lines away. Good placement with that J piece. Gonna help him build out that left and stay efficient. Long bar over Tetris, and he has to make another gap, but it clears away okay. 144 for him. Elias gonna get a Tetris, 187. And Andy with a Tetris, 167. So about a 20,000 point lead for Elias right now here in game number 2. All right, Tetris Elias 238, 195 for Pixel Andy. He's going to get a Tetris as well, 218. Still about a 20,000 point lead for Elias when their lines are tied. And apparently you can look up head-to-head matches in Liquipedia, even if they don't have a page. So I did not see Pixel Andy and Elias playing against one another. Now, that could be wrong. But I don't have any previous matches for them. And so you love to see it. You know, you love to see players who don't have any matches up against each other, you know, getting real experience against each other, giving some additional credibility to your rankings. You know, if you ranked Pixel Andy 1 and Elias like 18, and all of a sudden Elias just sweeps, 3 matches in a row against Andy or something like that, then you'd say, oh boy, maybe that ranking isn't so good. But you start to get actual data behind the rankings, and it's a good thing to have. Tetris for Andy, 457, 452 for Elias. All right, Tetris Andy, 480. Another one, Andy, 503. Elias, Tetris, 480. Lines are the same now, and Andy ahead by about a Tetris when the lines are the same. Tetris is on 18, worth 22,800. Wow. And that will go up 1,200 points every 10 lines once we hit 19. Jasmine wants Dr. Pepper, a 7.5 fluid ounce can of Dr. Pepper. Well, maybe if you're nice, our borrow will send you one. $620 transition for Pixel Andy. Elias looking to get one last Tetris and will get it. He's got a 598 into 19, so pretty healthy transition paces for these players. And that's what you're seeing sort of as you get to the kind of top of the ladder. These players, just 600 transitions, like at a crazy pace. And I feel like in the old days, you rarely ever saw that. And look at that dirty Tetris for Elias, 651 now. So, I mean, almost certainly the players playing DAS today are just better than the players who were playing DAS, during the veterans era. They are just simply better. And you can tell just by the way that they are playing and by the results. Long bar over Elias, 687, but that long bar to the left is going to be a problem. So Elias needs to bring this down. And that was actually really goated right there, that crazy move. Elias trying to build out that left side. Oh no! See what he can do. And wow, a valiant attempt to recover from that error, that misdrop, and almost did it. But for RNG, he would have, but Andy is going to be good in game number 2. I mean, even in topping out, flashes of brilliance, for real. Like, that's crazy. So Andy's like, nah, I don't need another max out. It's all right. Don't need that record. All right, players, when you're ready, there are the pieces. 7-4, E3, 3E, 74, E3, 3E. Stanislaw with the tier 1, resubscribed for 12 months. At tier 1, they've been subscribed for 39 months. That's a lot of months. A snap. That's more months than I am years old, finally. Oh, man. Wait, you're not over 40? Oh, you could have fooled me. Oh, my word. All right, 7-4, E3, 3E. Both players are good and ready to get this game 3 underway. ELIAS up against it. Pixel Andy, our number 1 seed, up 2-0. 3-1 Tetris. All right, started out with an SOS, which is what ELIAS is hoping for right now. Just something to get, started on the comeback trail. Andy up 2-0. It's so tough to be down 2-0. You got to come back. You got to win 3 in a row. All right, there we go. Nice J piece for ELIAS to uncover that well. I feel like we're getting a little trolled for long bars here. ELIAS does get a Tetris and another one. And there's one for Pixel Andy. All right, looks like they're both out of trouble. And back to setting up, trying to score again. Tetris ELIAS 96. There's one Andy 101. And remember, you can contribute to the prize pool if you want to lure these players back. Make sure they keep coming back month after month. Prize pool is a great way to do it. If you're watching live, you can use the Matcherino command in chat. That's exclamation point Matcherino, MATCHERINO. $1, $2, $5, $10. Those are all great. I'm excited here about how this is progressing. I thought it was going to be a disaster, but with the 32 players, and it's actually pretty darn smooth. We started the tournament basically, I think, on the 24th, and it's now the 14th of November. So we're fitting these 30 whatever matches. I guess it's 31 matches into a month. Pretty darn easily. So that is what we're going to be doing for DAS Masters for sure, and like 98% sure we're doing it for regular Masters as well. And it has allowed some players to kind of, win their way back into the higher rounds that didn't quite qualify high, so that's also a success. One of those players is in the semifinals, Leo, who qualified at 18. 302 for Pixel Andy, 267. Now, if you just saw that, it's just the, 1, 2, 3, 4 in the semis, you'd say, oh, well, we don't need to do this 32 business. But the fact that there's an 18 seed coming back is an indication that maybe this is the right thing to do. 323 here for Elias. Spire in the middle. And thank you to Uncle Ungi for the $20 contribution to the Matcherino prize pool, bringing us up to $10.99 and change. Appreciate that. All right, Tetris Elias 393, 354 for Andy. He's just trying to clear away some holes in the stack. All right, just bringing it down block by block. Finally uncovers that right side. Oh, that puts a few more lines on top of that well. And uncovers again. Finally, a well-timed long bar Tetris for Andy, 386. And bang, Tetris for Elias, 465. Another one for Andy. So Elias ahead by about 57,000 points. Both of them are going to Tetris again. All right, that Z piece didn't quite go where Elias wanted, but be able to work around that. If we can get the right piece here, okay, that's going to work. All right, nice recovery from Elias from that misdrop. 515 for him, and he's just trying to take a safe board into 19. He's got a small lead, and he's just going to count on being able to outplay Andy for the next 100 lines. Tetris Andy 504. There's one for Elias into 19, 543. And Andy is in at 528. So Elias with about a 15,000 point lead at the transition. Yeah, if you want the best way to look at the brackets, unfortunately that link, it's all messed up here. Elias is representing Ecuador. Earlier in the broadcast, he did mention Canada. So, since he said it during this broadcast, it's okay for me to say that. 637 for Elias, 633 for Andy. It's pretty darn close. And in fact, Andy might have the pace lead right now. Oh, Stolen Short Sword has the link because they actually have a bracket that follows along live, basically, or semi-live. It's too bad, it would be cool if they had a, it just said current, and then I could just link to the current page. Then I could just link to Wikipedia. 757 Elias, 728 for Pixel Andy. All right, Tetris, Pixel Andy, 787, 820 for Elias. There's a tuck and a Tetris for him, 851. He's now 60,000 points ahead of Andy, but it's the lines that are at issue. And in fact, Pixel Andy still might kind of have the pace lead when you take into account the lines. And Andy now back by about 8,000 points, a Tetris for both. Andy back by 9,000 points and about 6 lines. We're just about 25 lines away from that 29 transition. Elias needs to win this one to stay in, keep his hopes alive. Oh, set up for a dirty Tetris, Elias. Crazy. Oh my God, what if that is the difference? That is a just crazy dirty Tetris, and another Tetris for ELIAS. He's got the max out heading into 28. He's set up for another one. There's a Tetris for Andy, 963. ELIAS trying to wait out this bar here, trying not to sell out the stack. Long part gets over to Tetris for him, A39. He gets another Tetris into 29 at A75, trying to get some other points here. A78 is the target for Andy. I'm not sure what he's going to be able to do. The target is A78. His board was way too messed up, and Andy's like, no, not going to happen. ELIAS, you can take that one because I am not going to chase that one down. So hope is kept alive on ELIAS's side. My word. Yeah, clip it and ship it. The Line Spin Media. Whew. All right. New pieces players, we're still going. A08B91. A08B91. Thank you, Billy Mac, for the pin. Yeah, that even though that wasn't the difference, that Tetris there for ELIAS maybe in a way was the difference, right? Because he was able to get those points, which enabled him to score even more points later. So, you know, crazy move to do it, but he got it done, and maybe it was the difference maker. You know, maybe it put Andy, you know, just far enough ahead and set up ELIAS for even more points. A08B91, by the way, A08B91 Pixel Andrew. A08B91, good. All right, both players are ready. Andy getting some stretches in here, wants to win this right now rather than letting a dangerous player take him to a decider. Let's go, 3, 2, 1, Tetris. And on the line for Andy is the Arteaga brothers streak. It is our first 3 tournaments here in DAS Masters have been won either by Pixel Andy or his brother Dog playing Tetris. He's trying to keep it alive for the family. Yeah, that's right. And Dog is already out, so it all rests on young Pixel Andrew. All right, long bar Tetris, ELIAS 70,000. There's one for Pixel Andy, 70,000 for him as well. $93,000 apiece. All right, so 232 here for ELIAS, 150 for Pixel Andy. ELIAS looking to make his deepest run so far. So far in these tournaments, his deepest run was the top 8 in September. Went out against Leo, who would eventually make it to the finals against Pixel Andy. And Leo is sitting in those semis again. This would give ELIAS a little bit of a chance for redemption if he can make it there. Tetris Andy, 242, 324 for ELIAS. All right, Andy looking to bring this down. Finds a Tetris buried. And gonna go ahead and expose that hole in the stack. Fill it all in. Try to set up for another Tetris. And Andy is set up now again. Long bar Tetris Andy, 320, 380 for ELIAS. Another Tetris for him, 404. There's one Andy, 343. We're across that 80 line mark, and really ELIAS is right where you want to be score-wise. But the board getting a little scary here. Kind of makes a maybe a panic adjustment here. I'm not sure if that was ideal or not. Oh no, and ELIAS in trouble. And ELIAS going to top out at 407. The target for Andy is 408. It is all up to Andy now. He gets one Tetris, and he is less than a Tetris away, and he can single and double this out. The target is 408. Andy thumbs up. He's saying, I got this. I got this. And the long bar over for the Tetris for Andy. And that is going to do it for this match. ELIAS played great, gave us some chills and spills. And there's no question in my mind that he is going to make a deep run one of these months. But right now, it is Pixel Andy keeping hope alive for an all Artiaga run in Classic Tetris Monthly DAS Masters. He has won the orange bracket and will be moving on to the semifinals. And guys, our semifinals are now set. We can tell you now who all will be in the semifinals and what the matchups are gonna be, and it's bonkers. Anyway, GG's to both of our players. Amazing. Let's go ahead and take a look at our semis bracket. Let me refresh it. Refresh. There it is. We got 3 of our top 4 are there, but the wild card Leo is there too. So number 1 and number 4, Pixel Andy versus Matt Martin. And that'll be a heck of a match. And then Fractal versus Leo. So these matches are crazy. These are amazing matches. Andy, the number 1 ranked overall player and the number 1 seeded player in the tournament. Matt Martin, number 17 ranked overall. Leo is ranked number 6 in the world, and Fractal ranked number 2. We got 2 from the top 6. Matt Martin made it in. This is going to be a pretty good semifinals. I am pretty excited about that. We'll get that scheduled ASAP. We'll let you know when that is going to be. We are still in the process of scheduling out our no cap matches. Those should be finalized pretty darn soon. We'll let you know if you want to follow it all. Go to the Discord, which is discord.gg/CTM. You can go there, join if you're not there already. If you're already there, go to the events tab. And if somebody's there, if they can boost the server so we don't lose all our server benefits, that would be great. We got 14 boosts, so someone's got to have Discord Turbo or whatever it's called. All right, thanks everybody for hanging out. Appreciate those of you who have supported us in the prize pool. We had one contribution during the stream, and that was Uncle Ungie. So thank you, Uncle Ungie, for the $20 contribution. Also, thanks to those of you who subscribed to the channel or gave away gift subs. Stanislaw, Mari, Andrew Meep, Nuwanda, also Laurie on YouTube. Thank you for the gift memberships. Appreciate that. Okay. Oh, yeah. Also want to thank our patrons. Scott Gray 76K9 watching Tetris. Tacnerus, Mega Masters level. Thank you to Corporal 381. Shall be satisfied. Cat 91. Jay in the window. Troy Dan Kim S. And Sticker and Double Sticker Club level members and community level members. Thank you all so much. Appreciate that. Thanks all for hanging out. That's an invalid invite. Well, somebody will send it to you. Why is that invalid? That should be valid. I don't know why that is. Wow, that's weird. I don't know why that's weird. All right, well, we'll get a link out to you somewhere. All right. You don't need to join it. You don't need to join it. The link tree on the channel description. Anyway, hit like. Yes, hit like. All right, folks, that's going to do it for me now. So thanks to everybody who hung out. Really appreciate that. We will go ahead and find you someone to raid. Don't you want somebody to raid? Don't you need somebody to raid? All right, let's raid our good friend Doc Pie. I haven't seen Doc streaming lately, so go hang out with Doc Pie and say hello from Van Dweller. Take care, everybody. The cockroach needs raid. Oh my God, yeah, it really does. All right, take care, everybody. Bye now. All right, YouTube, it's just you and me now. Thanks for hanging out. Again, Laurie, thanks for the support. Thanks to our moderators doing good work over there. Have a good day, and we'll see you soon.